Hi you guys, I just got back from grocery shopping and I wanted to share with you everything that I bought so you can see what a plant-based grocery trip kind of looks like. And I have to apologize if you hear any banging in the background. They are renovating the apartment below ours and they're being really obnoxious. So that's what's going on with that. So I'll give you a little look here about what I got at the grocery store. All this stuff, and I'm going to go through it with you one by one, tell you a little bit about everything and why I get it or what I'm planning on using it for. So we'll start over here. I got this bread. It's called French toast bread, but it doesn't have any animal products in it. It's really delicious. You can see it's all cinnamony and sugary and just really awesome in the winter, especially for a quick breakfast or snack. Also got these English muffins, and when you buy English muffins you have to be really careful because most of the brands do have milk in them, but I found that this company doesn't put any milk in theirs and they're organic, so that's awesome. We use these usually, Derek has them with some like almond butter in the morning or for a snack when he gets home. I got some whole wheat hamburger rolls here. And I got these because I'm going to be making some veggie burgers later in the week. So that's what those are for, and we try to stick with the whole wheat as much as possible. Over here I got some mandarin oranges. These are awesome for Levi, he loves them. I used to buy them in the fruit cups, like this size, but he eats so many of them that it's cheaper to get them in this container. I also got some diced peaches. He likes these sometimes, but not as much, so that's why I got them in the cups, because I didn't want them to go bad in the big container. I got a couple of apples here. One of them almost got stolen right before I started filming by a hungry toddler, but he remedied that with a banana. I also got 2 containers of blackberries. Those are mostly for Levi, and we also use them in Derek's smoothies. I'm not a big fan of blackberries, but they're one of Levi's favorites, and he could eat this entire thing in one sitting. Next I have some blueberries here. We use these for everything. I have them in my cereal or oatmeal in the morning. Levi has them for a snack with lunch, and we use them in Derek's smoothies as well. On the weekend when we have like pancakes or French toast, I usually serve berries on the side as well. We got some organic bananas. We always get the organic ones. We find that they just taste a lot better. When you get used to eating the organic ones and then switch back to the regular ones, you definitely can taste a difference. Plus they're only like 10 cents a pound more, so I think it's worth it. We go through a lot of bananas. I have a banana almost every day, and Derek uses one in his smoothie, and Levi has one most days as well. Got this bag of onions. They were on sale. Usually I just buy one onion, but this was on sale for 99 cents, so I figured I might as well buy them. They take a really long time to go bad, and I use onions in almost every dinner. Got some fresh ginger. I'm making a miso soup later in the week with like rice noodles and vegetables, and it calls for fresh ginger, so I got that. Fresh ginger is so delicious, and it's really, really good for you as far as immunity, and it just tastes so good. It's definitely worth it over like dried ginger powder. I got 2 tomatoes. I'm making a stuffed peppers later on in the week, and that calls for 1 tomato in the recipe. And the other tomato is for our veggie burgers, to put on top of the veggie burgers. I usually use grape tomatoes in salads. I don't usually use those kinds of tomatoes. I got some Go-Go Squeeze, apple strawberry. Levi sometimes likes these, and they're really great to keep in the diaper bag in case he gets hungry while we're out. He calls them fruit pouches. He loves them, and I like them too. Sometimes I'll even bring it to work with me, keep it in my purse in case I need a snack while I'm at work. Next I got some wheat thins. I got the Chipotle ones. I really like those. Derek's not fond of them, but that's okay because that means that he won't eat them all up on me. And they're delicious. We get the regular ones to go with hummus as well, but we already had some of those. Alright, I got some of these Harvest Snaps, and if you've never seen these before, what they are is, so these ones come from peas. You can see it says right here, green pea crisps. And I love these for Levi because if you look at the nutrition facts, you can see that it has 5 grams of protein per serving. And he loves them because he thinks that he's getting a treat, and I know that he's getting a few vegetables in, even though they're not equal to fresh vegetables, and he's getting some protein, which is really important for him. I also got, it's very similar, it's just a different flavor. These are made from black beans, and these ones are mango chili lime, and I really like these ones. These were on sale. This was only $1. They're usually like $1.50, so they're still not bad. And they're really easy to keep on hand as well. These ones have a little bit less protein, but I'm not really eating them for the protein. I also got this Skinny Pop white cheddar. And if you're not familiar with it, you're probably thinking, white cheddar, that's not plant-based. But if you look, where is it? On the back here, it says right here, certified vegan, which means that it does comply with plant-based diet. And it's just a really delicious snack. Levi loves it. He calls it opcorn. He asks for it all the time. I love it. Derek loves it. And I think it tastes way better than Smart Food. Of course, it has been a long time since I've had Smart Food, but I would definitely argue that it tastes better and is better for you. Got a couple bags of these Gardein crispy tenders. They're supposed to be like chicken tenders, but they're obviously not made from chicken. They're vegan, non-GMO, dairy-free, kosher, plant protein. Levi and Derek really like these. I am not too fond of them, but it is a really easy meal for Derek to make while I'm at work. For him and Levi, you just throw them in the oven for like 20 minutes, and Levi will eat a couple of them. Derek will eat the rest of them. They usually have it with some sweet potato fries and some extra vegetables. So I got 2 of those just because they were on sale this week. I'm always trying to save money, so it's a nice bargain. I also got these Gardein pepperoni pizza pockets. They're really small, but it's a nice snack. It's nice if I get home late from work. I work at a restaurant, so sometimes I get home at 11:30 at night, and I just don't feel like eating an entire meal. So these are nice to just have a little snack. And I try to keep some stuff like this on hand, just for instances like that, or if we just had a really, really busy day and I didn't have time to make dinner. It's nice to have some stuff like this on hand. I also got this Goleen Chocolate Crunch cereal. It's really good. Definitely satisfies a chocolate craving. I have this for breakfast a few times a week. You can see it says on the box right here, 10 grams of protein per serving. So that's pretty awesome. It has some soy protein in it. If you are trying to avoid soy, then I wouldn't go with this product. But they do have some really other good cereals available from Kashi as well. Sometimes I get the cinnamon one, which is also really good. And for this, for breakfast, I usually put some strawberries and blueberries, or strawberries and bananas, or raspberries if I have them. I always put fruit on my cereal. I got these snow peas. And these are going to be for the miso soup that I'm making later on in the week. If I have any extras, we'll just keep them to cook up probably on the weekend just to have with lunch with a sandwich or something. Got a bag of frozen butternut squash. I love butternut squash, and it's one of Levi's favorite vegetables as well. So I don't have any plans for this yet. I just thought that it would be nice to have on hand. I love the frozen one because it's so easy to cook. There's no prep. You just boil it in some water, mash it up, you're ready to go. Or you could roast it if you wanted. Plus it's so cheap. I think this was like $1.20 for over a pound of butternut squash that's already all prepped up. Like, you can't beat that. These are old-fashioned oats, and I get these for breakfast. I'll eat oatmeal a couple days a week when I'm not eating the Goleen cereal that I just showed you. I think you're all pretty familiar with oatmeal, so I don't think I really need to cover that much. This is vegetable broth. I always get the organic one, and getting the store brand, it's pretty much the same price as getting non-organic, so why not? And we always try to get organic wherever we can. This is going to be for the soup that I'm making. It's also going to be used in the stuffed peppers that I mentioned earlier in order to cook the barley that is going to be filling those. This is fresh parsley. We get a lot of fresh herbs because they just add so much flavor and there's so much nutrition in them. I once heard that there was as much nutrients in 1 tablespoon of fresh herbs as there is in 2 cups of lettuce. So, not sure if that's a true fact or not, but I know that fresh herbs are really high in nutrients, so we try to use a lot of those. And when I get fresh herbs like parsley, or I still need to pick up some cilantro, but I'm sure the recipes aren't going to use all of it that I bought, so I always look for ways that I can use it in another recipe. Even if the recipe doesn't call for it, I try and think of some herbs that I have on hand to use them up so that they don't go bad, and it just boosts the nutrient profile a little bit on the meals. These are scallions, and these are also going to be for that miso soup. If I have any left over, I'll probably use some either the end of this week or maybe next week for some like tacos, or if I make any Asian noodle dishes, throw some on for a garnish. These are baby bella mushrooms. So like baby portobellos. Levi ripped this open on me while we were at the grocery store, so that's why it's open. But it gives you a nice look at the mushrooms. And these you can use the stem and the top. You don't have to take the stem off. These are going to be for the stuffed peppers. And mushrooms are awesome because they are a natural source of vitamin D, which is really important, especially right now in the winter. We're in New England, so we don't get very much sunlight. So a little extra vitamin D is definitely good. I got quite a few cans of beans. I got black beans, got white beans, as well as kidney beans. And we try to stick with the organic when we can. They didn't have any organic white beans, so that's why only the kidney beans and the black beans are organic. These, I don't really have any specific plan for the black beans or the kidney beans. The white beans are going to be used in the veggie burgers. They're going to be white bean and red lentil burgers. So that's what those are for. And then the black beans and the kidney beans, Derek uses those when he preps his lunches for the week. So I just try to make sure that I have a few on hand. I usually pick a few up at the grocery store so that I have them. And these organic ones, the non-organic were 80 cents a can, and these ones were 99 cents. So when it's such a small difference between organic and non-organic, we always try to go for the organic when it's an option. Move these out of the way and show you. I got some Vita Coco coconut water. I don't drink this. Derek brings this to work with him. He has been cutting back on soda. He's actually given up soda for the new year. So he needed some new options to bring to work with him. So we got these coconut waters. He loves these. His favorite flavor is the peach and mango. Sometimes I will use these when I make an acai bowl, a little bit of that instead of using a different juice. And these are really good. Coconut water has a lot of natural electrolytes in it. So if you work out and drink like Gatorade, try coconut water instead. It's way more natural, doesn't have all the artificial flavors or colorings like Gatorade or Powerade or some of those other sports drinks. It's 100% juice, so you can see right here. It does have kind of a lot of sugar, but look at that potassium, 620 milligrams. That's more potassium than you could find in any of those other sports drinks. Alright, my favorite part of the shopping trip is this cold brew iced coffee. It's unsweetened and it's black, so there's no almond milk or anything like that added. I really don't like almond milk in my coffee. I get this every week. I used to go to Dunkin' Donuts every day and blow $3 on a coffee. Now I get this instead every week. It lasts me all week from Monday to Saturday. So Sunday I sometimes still will go to Dunkin's and get a coffee, but this container costs just over $4. I think it was on sale for $4 this week. It's usually like $4.50, but it's a little bit pricier than if I were to brew my own coffee, but it definitely is cheaper than going and buying a coffee every day. So I opt for that. They have a couple different flavors. They have one that's sweetened a little bit. They also have a chocolate one that is really good, but I don't like the added sugar, so I try to avoid that. So I'll only get that one if they're out of this one, which is a nice little treat, but I try not to get too used to it. And I just drink it black. I find that it kind of has this natural sweetness to it, so that I can just drink black. But you can add whatever kind of creamer or milk or whatever you're using to it if you wanted, as well as sugar. Here we have a couple of Silk dairy-free yogurt alternatives. These are made from soy. These are for Levi. He usually has yogurt either for breakfast or for lunch once or twice a week. We try not to give him too many soy products. We try to limit it to about 1 serving of soy per day. So if he has this in a day, then we don't do like tofu or tempeh at night. But he loves this peach mango. He also likes the strawberry, but not as much as the peach mango. So I got 2 of those for him for the week. So I got 2 containers of hummus. This one's just original hummus, and this other one is my favorite. It's balsamic caramelized onion. It's so good. We usually eat this with pretzel crisps or wheat thins. It's also awesome on wraps as like a condiment instead of like mayonnaise or whatever the case may be. But this is really good. We go through so much hummus. Levi loves it too. He'll eat it right out of the container with his hand if I'll let him, which usually only happens when he sneaks into the fridge. But we get this Cedars brand. We've tried a few other brands, and this one just is the one that we like the best. It also goes on sale really often for really cheap. So when it does go on sale, I'll buy like 6 of them at a time because they stay good. I don't know if you can see it on here, but the sell-by date on this is March 28th, so that's almost 3 months away, which we definitely will use this up before then. We'll go through one of these easily in a week, if not both of them. But it's really good, and I love the fact that Cedars, if you write to them, one, they love to send you coupons if you write and ask for them, and also you get like a handwritten response. So it's just really great customer service, and I always like to support companies that have good customer service. This is also a local product to us as well. It's made in Massachusetts, and we are in New Hampshire. So it's pretty close, so I know that it hasn't been sitting on a truck for days trying to come across the country or anything, which also makes me feel really good about it. This is coconut milk. It's organic. We don't usually buy this. This is the first time I bought it. I got this for Levi because they were out of the milk that I usually get for him, and it's coming in tomorrow, and I needed something to hold him over until tomorrow. So I'm not sure if he likes it or not. If he doesn't, I'll end up using it on my cereal. But I love that it's organic. That's really important. But I do know that you're not supposed to drink too much coconut milk because it is a natural antibiotic. So it does kill the good bacteria that is in your stomach and intestines if you have too much of it. But some of it is fine. A lot of it is not, which is why I wouldn't buy this for him regularly, but as a little fill-in for the fact that they didn't have his, I don't see any problem with that. So hopefully he'll like it. I got the unsweetened one because he tends to like the unsweetened varieties of plant milks better than the sweetened ones. Alright, and this stuff over here, got to give a little disclaimer. I did not have to pay for this myself because I do get WIC. If you're not familiar with WIC, it's a program for women, infants, and children. And because Levi is under 5 and we are within certain income guidelines, that means that we get some vouchers for food for Levi. Now, we get this soy milk from them, and like I just talked about with the yogurt, we try to limit his soy so that we do purchase different milk for him, and me and Derek will use this soy milk. I use it on my cereal. Derek uses it in his smoothies. Sometimes if I have to cook, I'll use soy milk, although I usually use the other milk that I get for Levi, which you will be seeing in this video, I am going to combine this shopping trip with the one that I do tomorrow because they were out of quite a few things that I was planning on getting because we had a snowstorm last week. So they're getting everything in today and tomorrow, so I got to go back tomorrow. So I got 3 soy milks because that's what my voucher was for. Also got this Teddy unsalted peanut butter. I love this Teddy peanut butter way better than like Jif or Skippy or any of that. If you look here at the ingredients, the only ingredient is dry roasted peanuts. So there's no added oil or sugar. You can get the salted version that has salt as an ingredient as well, but I've really come to like this unsalted one. The only thing you need to know about this is that you do need to stir it up because the oil does separate. So you give it a little stir and everything's good to go. But I love this with apple slices. That's one of my favorite snacks. Here I got some boil-in bag brown rice. We don't use this too often, but it's really, really convenient for if I need to get something cooked really quick. Or if I don't have a side dish planned for something and I need something. It cooks in 10 minutes and you just boil water and put the bag in the water. Like, you don't have to measure out the water or anything, so it's really easy to make. I get one of these a month, so there's 4 bags, so I might use 1 a week. Sometimes I'll double up and do 2 if I have to. But it's a whole grain, non-GMO, which is really cool. I love that they have some non-GMO options on WIC. Also, if you do get WIC and you're thinking about switching to plant-based, they totally do support that. Like I said, you can get the soy milk. They also have tofu as an option, so we do get tofu from them. I didn't get that today. I'm going to get that later on in the month. And the only thing that they don't have an alternative for is eggs, so I just choose not to get the eggs. And I also got this juice from WIC. Levi drinks juice, Derek sometimes drinks juice, and for Levi it's mostly water with a splash of juice. But that just helps him to, he gets a little bit more flavor in his water, and it just helps to absorb the water better because of the sugars in it do help it to absorb. Alright guys, so I just got the last few things that I needed to get at the store, so I just wanted to go ahead and show you what I got so that you can see the total of everything that I got for my grocery shopping this week. The first thing that we got is this Ripple milk right here, and what it is it is a plant milk. It comes from pea protein. It has DHA in it, which is awesome. It's also vegan, so the DHA does come from a plant source, not an animal source, and it's unsweetened. I really, really love the nutrition facts on this because it's very comparable to what you would see in like cow's milk, where it has a good amount of fat, a really good amount of protein, 8 grams of protein. It's fortified with the calcium, vitamin D, iron, all that good stuff that you would find in cow's milk, with also a few less calories than you would have in typical whole milk, which is what a toddler would be drinking. So this is what Levi drinks regularly, and he likes the unsweetened kind better. They also have a sweetened version, but he doesn't really like that. And they have a vanilla unsweetened, which we get if they don't have the original one in stock. And he goes through 3 of these a week, so that's why I buy 3. They're a little bit pricey, but I think it's worth it for the health benefits. Then we have this Olivia's Power Greens. This is an organic blend, which we get all of our lettuce organic because that's really important. It's on the Dirty Dozen of high pesticides, so that's something that you definitely want to try and get organic if you can. And this one has a lot of spinach and kale in it, and Derek uses this in his smoothies primarily. We'll also use this in wraps or throw a little bit of it in a salad, but it's mostly for Derek when he makes his smoothies to get some greens in. And the last thing that I got is these potatoes. It's a 3-pound bag of potatoes. They're organic. They had them on sale this week, so I decided to pick them up. Potatoes last a long time if you store them right, and they're really versatile. I don't have anything planned for this. I'll probably use them this weekend and make some home fries with tempeh bacon. I like to make that for breakfast on like a Saturday or a Sunday, so that's probably what I'll do with those. But there's 3 pounds there, so I'm sure I won't use them all at once. So there you have it. That's the last few things that I got for the week. And if you wanted to know how much this cost me, I went to 3 different stores for this. The first store was where I bought most of my stuff. That's Market Basket. If you're in the New England area, you've probably heard of them. They usually have pretty good prices. And at Market Basket, I spent $82.95. Then I went to Target to get Levi's milk. They usually do have it at Market Basket, but if they don't, which they didn't this week, I pop over to Target where it costs a little bit more, but I spent $12.87 on his milk there. And then the last store that I went to was a little local produce store that's here in town, and they just have really good prices on fruit, so that's where I got the blueberries and the blackberries, and on those I spent $4.97. So if you add that all up, it comes to a grand total of $100.79. That's usually about how much I spend in the week, is $100 a week on groceries. And before we switched to plant-based, I was spending about $75 to $80 a week. So it's only about $25 extra per week that we're spending. And we put a high focus on organic foods. So if you didn't have that focus, then you definitely could save some money there as well, and could probably come out to about the same amount of money that you're spending now, depending on how you shop. So I hope you enjoyed my grocery haul. I'll be doing more in the future. So keep an eye out so you can get some ideas and inspiration for different dinners and different items that are available for a plant-based diet. Bye guys!